as you can see from the title, today's video is going to be a little bit juicy, to say the least. That's stupid. Juicy, today's video is going to be. Alright, whatever. We're going to dive straight into this topic. Let's review this video. I'm going to play this clip for you guys right here. Before I play this clip, I do not own this video. I don't know who it belongs to. It's been circulating all over the internet. And let's just play the video for you guys.
Verify all the components on this motor and this exhaust system, okay? Okay. There'll be some information on this citation. You'll also receive something in the mail. Okay. All right? It's no longer correctable in California. Okay. Any modification to exhaust, you shall go before a judge, and it's a $1,000 fine. Okay, I wasn't aware of it. That changed last month due to the takeovers and some of the street racing. So unfortunately, you're facing $1,000, buddy, and we'll see you in court. Everything we do here is video cameraed. All right, you guys be careful as you pull away. I recommend fixing it right away and not continuing to drive. We're on a federal grant right now. There's about a dozen of us working this. We're going to be working this every weekend. Okay. And 2 or 3 times during the week sporadically. All because of the fatalities involving cars similar to this. Not saying it was you guys, but you're driving one with the stuff, get it fixed. Okay. Otherwise, $1,000 every time. All right.
Okay, so as you guys can see, this new law, new regulation in California is pretty ridiculous. $1,000 every time you get a ticket for modified exhaust, and it's no longer correctable in California. That's ridiculous. That's almost the same price as a state ref ticket. Not only did they get that where it's not a correctable violation in California anymore, and it's $1,000. On top of that, this person, whoever it is, they got a state ref ticket, which is also no joke. Like I said, they need to go to a state referee, as the cop explained, and get their entire car checked to make sure, or mainly like the motor and the exhaust system, to make sure that it's matching 100%. And those fines are no joke. They can also impound your car due to these. Besides that, let's dive and dissect this video and just see really like the insanity of this and the way that they've been taking this. Like I said, you guys know, if you guys have followed my build, my videos, everything, you guys know my position on street takeovers. I hate them. I don't support them at all. I try and be an advocate against street takeovers and advise people to do it in a safe manner and everything like that. But I do love cars, and I do love modified cars, and especially like a modified exhaust. A lot of people I've been seeing out here nowadays getting tickets for cars with hardly like modified exhausts. Like they have a different muffler or different resonator or something. It's like an axle back system that's not even loud. It's just a little bit modified because even the tips of their exhaust being too large, they're getting tickets for modified exhaust. That's going to the extreme, and I feel like this is only going to get worse. And if we really dissect this video and we look into some of the components about it, so they did address the street takeovers. One thing I do really want to point out, which is like kind of weird, at the very end the guy said that they're on a federal grant, saying that there's multiple officers that are working these, which is going to lead me to assume that they're working some sort of checkpoint. Now, if you guys don't live in California, if you guys have ever seen anything like a DUI checkpoint or something like that, where you drive through it and make sure that people haven't been drinking alcohol or anything, not driving under the influence, those exist. But in California, what we also have is a smog checkpoint. They have random cones set up in the middle with a little smog machine, not like a little dyno thing set on the side with tow trucks along the side. And they test your car on the spot to see if it passes smog. If it doesn't, you have the potential to get your car towed, depending if you meet regulations or not, which is also pretty crazy. It's not very, very common, but those do happen, and they are here. That is a thing. And so what's leading me, that by him saying that, is I'm assuming that they're doing that, and they're going to start increasing the amount of smog checkpoints that they do, and every time they come across a modified exhaust, regardless of what it is, they're going to hit you with a $1,000 fine. That's insane. Like, there are so many cars out on the road that have modified exhausts, whether it's a muffler, delete, something, and something that still passes smog. Yeah, that. There's a lot of these things that you guys don't understand. That's technically against the law to modify your exhaust, like a muffler, but it still passes smog. It's really, really weird. So a smog machine, obviously you guys should know what smog is, or if you guys have inspection, you guys understand, like, there's certain regulations that your car has to meet. And out here in California, we have smog, which is for the environment and everything that your car can't produce, all the carbon dioxide, whatever it is that they're searching for, that they don't want to go into the air. Which is mainly posted by the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. That's who mainly fights for all the smog regulations, but now it's the police trying to fight all these streetcar takeovers and modified cars. But like I said, a lot of times it's to protect the environment. That's what those are for. Some of it is for sound. Your car can't be over a certain decibel, but mainly people get in trouble for like modified exhaust specifically because of smog regulation. The amount of people, like I said, that have modified exhaust or anything of the sort, $1,000 every single time. Every single time. It's not a correctable violation. That means it's not a fix-it ticket. Normally in California, if you get pulled over, your car is too loud, they give you a modified exhaust ticket, and it's a fix-it ticket. If you get that signed off, or if you fix it and you show proof of correction, it's $25. Not a big deal. It's not a point against your record. Now this, being a non-correctable violation, I'm assuming is going to be held against you. Like that's something that can, don't quote me on this because I don't know specifically. I'm just assuming that this is going to be something that can impact your insurance, just the same as like turning without a turn signal or making an unsafe lane change or like speed. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be called anymore because it's not a fix-it ticket. So I don't know how this impacts anything. Now there's a couple of other things that they said in the video. The one thing that I do like really stands out in particular is also towards the end where he kind of changed. He said, due to the illegal street racing and the streetcar takeovers. And then at the end, he said, due to the fatalities of cars that are like this. Those are like kind of two separate statements because, yes, street racing is illegal and people crash and die. But that's been as long as cars have been around. People have always raced cars. Street racing, I don't think, will ever go away. And no matter what you do, like any state, anywhere across the country, they have issues with street racing. Now, streetcar takeovers is mainly something that pertains to California, where people block off intersections and do donuts and crazy stuff like that. Now, from what I have seen from streetcar takeovers, don't quote me on this because this may be different, but I don't attend these streetcar takeovers, but all the videos that I've seen where people drive into crowds, people do all these ridiculous things where they hit walls and like all this gnarly stuff. I'm not saying they're not dangerous. I haven't seen one incident where somebody has died from that. I also haven't, hardly any of those cars that I see inside those videos doing the donuts, all that crazy stuff, hardly any of those cars are really modified or have exhausts. Most of the time it's a stock car from some kid who just wants to get his 15 seconds of fame in a big crowd of people because people have gathered here to watch people do dumb stuff and they're willing to be that candidate to do that dumb stuff. And like I said, most of those people aren't super big car enthusiasts, nor do they have like modified exhaust. Most of the time they're like stock cars. Stock Mustangs, stock Camaros. I hardly ever see anybody who actually cares about their car drive it in one of those things. And now going back to fighting the fatalities, it's like, are they really going to use that as leverage to try and stop fatalities from cars like these? As the exhaust is the key point that is making these cars go faster, or people drive irresponsibly to the point where they're crashing. Because if you look at the statistics from, and now I've researched a bunch of statistics. I'm not going to say these are dead-on statistics. These are just an average. I looked up on 6 different websites California's mortality and death rate for car vehicles over the past 4 years. And now these are around estimated numbers. So from 2014, you have around 3,000 people who died in car accidents. In 2015, you have around 3,200 people who died in car accidents. 2016 is 3,600, and 2017 is around 3,500 people. Now, like I said, all of these kind of differ upon all these different websites, but they're pretty much within like 100 or 50 range difference. So that's what I'm gonna estimate, like those are pretty close. Now, do they really think out of 3,500 people that have died in car accidents, that the majority of those are due to people who have modified cars or modified exhausts, and that's going to significantly impact the amount of people that they can save from car accidents? I don't think so, because if you look at like the top 3 cars that crash or who have mortality rates in accidents, like one of the top 3 is a Toyota Camry hybrid. That's because there's a ton of them out there and a ton of people drive them, and the likelihood that a Toyota Camry hybrid is going to crash is way more likely than somebody who has a modified car and a modified exhaust, because there's so much fewer of them. that's what I'm like. I don't like. I get the argument. They're trying to save people and they're trying to keep these like off, but I just think it's like it's not a justifiable reason to say we're trying to save people's lives from crashes because of modified cars and modified exhausts specifically. I feel like there's a lot of other things, being somebody who worked in multiple different automotive shops, that I have seen personally that people drive out on the road that aren't modified, just stock parts that are broken, and sketchy that these people are even driving on the road in general. A lot of people don't have money to fix their car and they'll have a broken strut tower and they'll just keep driving like that. And at any point that car can fail, crash on the ground, and they can drive right into somebody else because they can't control their car. That's scary, and I can't tell you how many countless times I've seen that. And if you go to an automotive shop, the wild things that you'll see will happen to people's cars when they break. And it's like modified car parts, like I get, can increase the chance of things breaking, but I don't know. I just think this whole new law is ridiculous for people who are like me and people who just care about the automotive industry and care about like building cars is like their passion. And now they have to go out, change everything that they love to do just to keep driving their cars. So for me personally, I build my car to drive it because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy building it. I enjoy enjoying my car out on the road. And now it's like they're really making it so you can only enjoy your car if it's on a track. You can't build it whatsoever because all your modifications are illegal. And I just think it's really sad that it's come to this, and I really hope that this can get some type of view where it can make like an impact and a difference and realize that modified exhausts really shouldn't be this extreme of a fine and extreme of a ticket and taken to this level. I really don't see the impact of implementing this law, that it's going to stop streetcar takeovers, that it's going to stop street racing, that it's going to stop people from dying if that's what they're saying, it's going to stop people from dying when they crash, or lowering the fatality rate of people dying from cars like this. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. I know this may be kind of all over the place, and you guys might be wondering, where are all the rest of my videos? Where have you been, Tyler? What have you been doing? I have another video coming out on that really, really soon, and I'll explain everything, but I just wanted to get this video out and get my opinions, and I want to kind of get your guys' opinion on this as well. I know that many of you may not live in California, but how ridiculous do you guys think this law is? And I have been explaining this over my past couple of videos for a long time now, saying how more and more strict California has been, and now it's getting to an extreme. I think they continue to keep acting on all these things and just being able to leverage and implement more rules and regulations just because, and they're just using these as an excuse to do so. So, I don't know. Leave your opinion down below, comment, tell me what you think, like that, smash that like button if you agree with me, and subscribe, and I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video. My whole car goes back to stock. Or my car gets impounded. Yep, stay tuned. Something will happen. Catch you guys later. Oh, and this NASA jacket is lit.